Welcome back. It's your boy Thick or Ethan back with some digital graffiti art. Today, we're coming back from a bit of vacation. You know, the holidays are over. Christmas and New Year's just passed. So I'm kind of coming back from a little break from everything. Took a little break from the art, had some life events happen, family events happen. You know how it goes. So this project was mainly there for me to get out of that headspace of being on vacation. You know what I mean? It was coming back to work and just kind of getting something done. I had some ideas of things I actually wanted to make and ideas that I wanted to flesh out more, but I was feeling somehow creatively blocked from actually working on them. So I did this instead. I decided to make a shape, a symmetrical shape, and then force my letters to fit that shape. And I thought that might be a good exercise. And I knew I was probably gonna hate it, and I do. I hate this. I don't like the outcome. It's probably not good luck to say that. But, you know, everyone else thinks it's good, so I'm just gonna put it out. It'll be fine, it'll be great. Everyone else will think it's okay, at least. And it doesn't matter. We can't always like what we put out anyway. So, you know, I knew that it was gonna be like this from the start, coming back off of a vacation. I knew I wanted to draw, but I needed to just, like, get going. So I came into this without any idea what I was gonna do at all. Like, every step you see is me thinking it up on the spot or moments prior. And I did spend a lot of time just staring at this at moments, trying to figure out exactly what I even wanted to do. I ended up just doing things that I thought looked good. I put some bubbles on there. Everyone likes bubbles. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just like bubbles too much. I like bubbles everywhere. But yeah, I just kind of threw some stuff together. I think it turned out good looking. That doesn't mean I like it, but it turned out okay. You'll see at the end. It'll be fine. But this, break has been very eventful. And when it feels like there's like a lot going on, I get home and then sometimes I don't have the energy to sit and draw. So I would like procrastinate drawing because I felt as though I couldn't get any meaningful amount of work done at any one point in time. And, you know, had to get over that somehow. Had to get over that feeling of not being able to work on it because of this, that, or the other. Stop making excuses and just do something. Get the ball rolling. Now, I kind of decided that I wanted this to have a midline, kind of cut down the middle where it divided a couple different textures. But I kind of wanted it to be like mirrored but alternating, and so it ended up being a kind of like mishmash of things. Where I have each letter have half of it with bubbles, half of it with cracks, separated at that midline. And you know, I just think that the effects look good. I didn't have any particular reason for putting them down or making them this way other than they looked good. Even the colors, like blue is just really good. I like blue. And then I asked my chat what the other color should be, and they said yellow. So, you know, none of making this really felt as though I was making like super creative choices. It just felt like I was getting the job done, which is still fun. Not as fun as that feeling of like having a good idea and having it, you know, appear before you while you make it. This was kind of an enjoyable grind, I guess you could say. Bit hard to see here, but I'm putting on some paint splatter because I thought that that was a cool texture. Like I said, no particular thought went into why. It was just put something down until it looks good. Look, I even tried out a new texture, didn't like it. Tried to do some kind of like wavy thing, didn't like it. I was scouring my brush collection for something that looked good, and I found this crack texture. It looks like cracks in rocks, cracks in pavement. And you know what sucks is I found this after I had already done those cracks on the other layers. So I was like, well, let's just incorporate it anyway. And these chunks will now also have cracks. Cracks on cracks on cracks on cracks. And that should totally look good. So that's what I did. Kind of brought a little bit more unity to the layers and the piece as a whole, to kind of throw some blue in with the yellow and the yellow in with the blue. Quick water break. Hydrate or dehydrate, as I always say. Can never have too much water. In fact, I'm gonna go fill up my water right now. Water. Alright, I've decided it was time to define the lines of these letters a little bit and get the outline in there and make sure it's matching up to where I wanted everything to be. And they started off real chunky. These outlines started off real chunky. They get better though. This is a moment where I actually got distracted by a viewer. I was complaining about not knowing what to draw, and they gave me a prompt, so I had to do it. They wanted me to draw a still drawing of a 3D rotating cat in my room. So I was like, okay, that sounds fun. I'll draw my cat in my room floating around like some kind of spiritual, magical being. This was kind of nice. I was getting frustrated with the grind of making something that I wasn't into, and this was like a complete break from what I was doing. Always remember to take breaks if you're frustrated. Makes everything a little bit better. You can come back, put your ideas in there with a little bit more, calmness. I'm not used to drawing animals, so I apologize for the low quality of this cat. Dude, look at that face. I mean, he looks a lot like my cat. That face is just super goobery. Yeah, I'm not one for drawing animals or people. I just get the form looking all goofy. So I've got the main cat, which I'm gonna add a little bit of color to, and then these two kind of shadow cats on the side with a little bit of motion lining, a little bit of action lines to show motion in the air as the cat would be rotating. I didn't want to color them in also. They were kind of just like, you know, the after effects, oh man, what's the word for that? When something's going so fast, you're seeing, it's like a tracer basically. It's like it's rotating so fast that you can see the tracers behind it of where it was beforehand. And then for a moment after drawing this cat, I got really into drawing my room accurately. And then I absolutely gave up right about here, I think. Yup, those squares look real good. Man, I used to be an architecture student, and I used to work at an architecture firm drawing plans and stuff, and I loved it for about half a second, and then I just gave up on it today. I guess I was just focused on the cat. Yeah, I made the cat really nice, and then the room kind of sucked. But that was a fun little break back to what I was working on. Gotta finish up the actual project. Maybe one day I'll come back and do that cat rotating around my room thing. I'll make like a little scene. Who knows? We're at the classic stage where I do the background separately from the rest of the drawing. So anyone who happens to show up or catch me working on it will think I'm working on something completely different. But don't worry, it's still the same thing. I'm still working on the yellow and blue letters. But this time, we're using an arrow or set of arrows to cover up that nasty middle part because I don't want anyone to see it. It doesn't look good. I don't like it. I'm hiding it. I'm absolutely hiding it, and there's no one that can stop me. There were multiple times where I was making a step on this, or, you know, putting a part in on this drawing, and then I just realized how much I don't like it. And I'm like, well, I either take it away completely or I make it tolerable, and then maybe it will be good later. And that's what this arrow in the middle is. I'm going to turn it white right here because I didn't like the yellow and blue. And then I'm like, okay, well, this can't be the only arrow. So I got to figure out how I want to put this in to the rest of the drawing, maybe into the rest of the background. And I realized I hadn't even done the outlines for the other letters yet. And once again, my creative process was just going all over the place and confusing me. So yeah, this whole experience making this really did not do my brain any favors. But it helps me get warmed up so I can continue to make stuff without, you know, feeling like, oh, it's been too long. Because sometimes when you take a month off, you come back to something and you're like, whoa, do I even remember, you know, what I'm supposed to do, like how to do this stuff? So you just gotta get her going. This is the most boring part, the great cleanup step where I erase and cut back and fill in and get all the little details. Because I like the steps where you just put color there, put lines there, you know, fix it later. Just put it there, see if it works. You know, don't worry if there's like random splatters on the page yet, you know. But then you gotta take like a whole bunch of time to narrow down those little details that you didn't worry about in the first place. But sometimes it's good not to worry about them because those areas might get covered up later or what have you. So, you know, I guess balance is everything, right? And then without balance, the artwork is, you know, either not as good, unless you really know what you're doing. You could probably break the rules a bit and make something cool. I am not that. I try to, you know, follow whatever art rules I know from school and whatnot, but sometimes you just gotta make what you think looks good. That is not this for me, but yeah, hey, practice is practice. For the background, I was actually, in the beginning, thinking about adding more elements to the letters themselves, and then like extending them out past their original shape, making them have more intricate designs. But then the readability was getting kind of low, and I figured I could just throw in a couple of elements that were like maybe attached, maybe in the background, and then I wanted them to tie in to what was in the letters. So we've got some segments with the cracking in it, and then I end up putting more bubbles in. So kind of simple, but it helps kind of tie it together, fill in that negative space. I'm not the hugest fan of negative space. I like stuff to be filled up. A little more splatter, and we're kind of coming to a bit of an end here. It's all finally starting to come together. Just got to make it a little bit more 3D. Yeah, all in all, I still don't really like it, but I showed it to a couple people and they said that they like it, so I'm happy with the quality, I guess. And then I'll bring whatever I learned from this to the next one. Just like usual. You know, like I said, this one was a bit more of an exercise. It was still really fun, really enjoyable. I'll probably do more like this where I create some shapes, force the letters into it, maybe add to that, maybe take away from that. Who knows? Everything I do is kind of a mashup of stuff I've done anyway, so we'll see how this plays out and adds to my work in the future. But for now, thank you for watching all the way to the end of the video. All I'm doing now is kind of repositioning and making sure everything is kosher dills, Gucci, you know what I mean? But right before we get to the finished product, I got a plug for you guys to watch. Have fun. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please come through to my website at www.thick216.com. All my favorite designs are there. Come through to my Instagram where I have all of my published works, only bangers on my Instagram. My Redbubble page features all of my best designs on some wonderful merch.
all kinds of clothing, mouse pads, hats, anything you can think of. Shower curtains, stickers, laptop cases, phone cases. Here I am displaying a nice hoodie, classic design, a pillow. Who could do without a pillow? Nobody. Everyone needs a pillow. Very soft. We've also got prints. Any kind of print you could want. Posters, metal prints, framed prints. We've got zipper bags, zipper pouches. Put every pencil, every pen you've ever had in there. Mouse pad, desk pad, game mats. Anything you could think of. I've even got a bath mat and a shower curtain. Also come through to my TikTok, small videos there. And then my YouTube for all my full-length videos. And Fiverr if you want me to make art for you.
Thanks again for watching all the way through. I always have fun making these. Hopefully, new year, new me. I'll be back to making some actual videos. It's been like a whole month off, but I really want to get back to some drawing. I've got a lot of ideas. I got a 3D printer, so who knows? I do some 3D printer stuff. I'm excited. Anyway, thank you again. Come check me out on all the socials. Hope your holidays were great. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.